back to another episode of Techno Talk podcast. Today we're joined by Roy Blake and Rykie Rautenbach. Roy Blake is an event organizer and promoter and works at Courtyard. He is responsible for Sunday School, Solar, Temple of the Sun, and the list goes on. And Rykie has recently joined the Courtyard team, also more on the management side, and is in charge of the Courtyard Academy, which we will speak about. Before we start today's video, I just want to thank Uncle's Brandy. I highly recommend checking their story out. It's a wonderful tasting brandy. And also a big thank you to Courtyard for letting us record here today. How's it, guys? How are we doing?
Well, good. Thanks for having us, okay?
Thank you for being on the show. So I've briefly introduced you guys, but why don't you tell us a little bit about how you got into organizing events and everything and how your relationship started?
Okay, so me and Roy come way back. Went to high school together in the Eastern Cape. And
Didn't know that.
way back. So yeah, our events started when we were studying in PE. We obviously as students, we bartended a lot over holidays and extra cash and that, as students do.
Yeah.
And then about 2017, start of 2017, we thought, why are we bartending? Why don't we start our own company? So we started a Perfect Slice, and that was our bartending company, and also just employed students in that. And so we had two sides to it, one in PE and one in Cape Town. We ran the PE side. APS is I was known. And yeah, we did events from there. You can maybe talk about some events we did that side at the start and all that.
In PE?
Yeah, in PE, 2017, yeah.
So I'm going to plug another brand. The Grand is where we started doing our bartending and stuff like that. And then eventually they had a lot of events going around. So obviously we provided a lot of staff for that. And then I tried to host my own first event at a Brazen Head in Port Elizabeth. Complete failure, I guess. There's probably about 5 people, including artists.
I was there, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, about 7 peeps. But yeah, it was a good one. And then just progressed from there, kind of got into the passion of it. And then long story short, we ended up in Stellenbosch. I think Rykie will tell another.
Yeah, well, there's first another tale to the story before we got here. Then 2018, Roy moved to Vietnam, in Hanoi, with a lot of PE people, which is quite weird. So when you get to Vietnam, it's like being in South Africa. So yeah, then I joined him there in 2019, teaching English. Did a TEFL course to be able to do that. And then from there, yeah, and obviously, then COVID hit and then came back this side. But Roy did start off an event that side. What is the venue? Bamboo.
Yeah, Bamboo.
Yeah, it's quite a fun place where we used to drink a lot and party, and then we got the idea of starting an event there.
That event was Solar. It was, so Hanoi is based around the lake, and this place is called Bamboo West Lake. Just like right on the shore of the lake, I guess you'd call it. And it was pretty cool, like venue and stuff, and like there was like quite a big Afro movement there already. And like I hadn't really experienced it just before Zach Spantwini came out at the summer. And then, I kind of got into Afro in an Asian country. And then like fell in love with the venue and like the vibe the music gave and like how it progressed. Like that's where I kind of was exposed to like proper progression in a lineup, going from like Afro slowly into like deep house, going deeper into like techno, ending it off. That's why I'm doing it here. It's kind of to recreate that experience, even if it's just for myself. Yeah. Which is why we're going with the 3 artist lineups, progressing from Afro, and then going into like techno towards the end.
And you've released the lineups for the next few solos?
Yeah, they are out. The final one is not out yet. So the first one, which is actually, at the time of the recording, it's tomorrow. But it's myself and Osiris, which is Mike, Rautenbach, and Jackson. I know what his surname is. And then some of the other people on the lineup will be Darren Stater, we were mentioning, also Ryan Hunter.
From Fools?
Yeah, from Fools. Cool. They're like in the linked family.
Yeah.
And then the final will probably be after this video comes out, hopefully. Will be a big one. We're trying to get some big names. We already have 1 or 2 big names on. We're trying to bring a whole different vibe to Courtyard and to Stellenbosch.
Yeah, we are hosting all of these solos at Courtyard, where we both managers at. Sure, most of your listeners have been to Courtyard. Very,
If not, you better come soon.
yeah, it's a little pantry at the back. Yeah, it's very like a vibe in the pantry, especially on Wednesdays when we're trying to get the identity of being more of a music place as well.
Yeah.
I think you would know, like, people struggle to get some good music in this town, like, on a regular basis.
Yeah. And majority of the places, even if there is good music, capacity is so limited.
Exactly.
That's the thing.
So you have to go at like 2 o'clock.
Yeah,
Which
exactly.
is so lame.
Wow.
Yeah, and then Rykie, so you heading up the Courtyard Academy,
Yes,
which
very
is something
exciting.
very new.
Yeah, so just to go back from when COVID hit, when we left Vietnam, obviously a lot of people were like, what's going on? What are you doing with your life now?
Yeah.
And next thing. So then Mark gave me the opportunity to come work at Courtyard. I've known Mark since I was a little boy.
We go to school together as well.
Yeah, I've known Mark for about 22 years now. And
Yeah.
it's been a while.
Not even that
so he
old
gave-
yet, bro.
Yeah, it's been a good friendship and relationship I've had with him over the years. I'm a good mate of his brother, Tom. Yeah, so I started here as manager and, well, actually going back again, just thinking about where I want to go with my life. And then I thought the events is always, in a way, coming back to me, like with Roy as well and Mark being in hospitality as well. So we've always just been like leaving the hospitality and then it just comes back to you.
It's hard to get out of it. Once it's got you, it's like a web.
Yeah, so then actually got the idea of, there's another, gonna mention Full Stop Bar, which does the festival events and all that, the bartending. So Nick Godfrey who runs that. He also obviously always needs bartenders. So I had the idea of why not starting a bartending school, just to get very simple bartending.
Yeah.
Not like,
But starting it.
yeah, just so people can just get an idea of what bartending is. I think a lot of people just think you just stand there and pour a drink and that's that.
Yeah.
There's a lot more that goes into it. Your speed and your talking to the customers and all that's very important to
Yeah.
the flow of the bar and the pace of the bar, and then turnover at the end.
Yeah,
of the day.
that's super interesting because it's like it almost goes hand in hand with the whole event organizing
Exactly,
aspect of things. So you're creating this like full 360 like flow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we got the events, the bartending, and now the academy, where it's probably getting launched end of April, we hope, and that is for, like you're saying now, everything's interconnected. So to help Nick out and even Courtyard. So we're going to focus on the festival side and then the service bar, which is Courtyard Cafe type thing.
Okay, so then if someone, how does it work now? Like if someone's listening and they want to get involved.
Yeah, so we got our Instagram page up and running. Most of the information will be up there. We'll get our website up and running before the end of the month. And then it's going to be very simple. You pay a fee for it and you get the manual and then you come to like probably 2 classes and that's about it. And we got a professional coming in to host the classes who's been in the industry for years and years. I'm sure you know Nati, who bartends here as well. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's going to be helping us out there.
So the fee is gonna like probably deter people, but that also comes like with that you get access to a lot of different events where people will like you'll be added to WhatsApp groups and stuff like that, and you have like direct access to
being
bartending
able to bartend.
and also being exposed to the brands that you serve and
Yeah.
being exposed to the event organizers at the place you work at. So it can also help you grow
Yeah,
into
and
the
just
event
especially being
business.
students, obviously networking now and establishing yourself in the world and all
Yeah.
that. So it's a good
Well,
way
that's cool because back to that full 360 thing, because now whoever comes to this Courtyard Academy learns bartending, but they meet artists, they meet organizers, they
Exactly.
meet promoters.
Sponsors,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Exactly.
So it's a cool thing. Yeah, my next question is for you, Roy. So obviously you guys started solo, or you started solo back in Vietnam, and then now you have Sunday School, you have Temple, which is a festival. How do you, how do you build teams around each event? How do you differentiate each event? What's your process?
Dude, it's I don't really know how to answer that pretty straightforward. Sunday School is the one that started it all for us pretty much, right, Jay? Like you DJ'd right over there. And it was about 25 of our friends.
Yeah.
And I guess the next one we were up to like 40, 50 people. And through that small growing, we kind of had a network of like really loyal promoters. Shout out to all of you guys. There's a bunch of you. But yeah, it started off like that, where we had like a team of about 10 people that would just share stuff for us on Instagram. It's before I even had like a concept of like influencer marketing and stuff, which is an existing thing. I just was completely oblivious to it.
Yeah.
And kind of just started happening organic, yeah. And then from the success of Sunday school, we kind of used that as leverage to start Salted, which is our umbrella term. It's not really a company, it's not registered, but it's just like the name which we call our collective of artists and organizers and photographers and graphics designers and sound guys.
You know, even the academy will fall under Salted, like you're talking about now, the whole 360 something. So they're all under that brand.
I'm going to say a part of Salted. So that's more of the community behind the scene.
Exactly.
So that's like the umbrella that covers all of us, you know.
So when you first started Sunday school here, did you ever think it would lead to this full network of events and artists?
I kind of always liked the idea of being an event organizer. And Stellenbosch obviously provided a very ripe market for the picking, especially after COVID.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, we're cool. Let's take advantage. Mark gave me a big opportunity on Sundays, which were a very quiet day. And he was like, cool, do it. And then I blew up, I guess, over the June-July holidays of last year. A lot of people were DMing me, asking me, like, dude, when's the next one? And I was like, kind of taken back. A lot of credit also goes to Travis. I forgot to mention him earlier. He was also like a very key role in the first promoter network because he obviously had direct access to the students.
Well, for me, when I got to Stellenbosch at the beginning of the year, it was about 2 weeks before the first Sunday school. I couldn't believe when I went to this how big it was, you know. And he was telling me last year about how they started here and you guys are here. So it did go quite literally boom just quickly.
It was impressive. So cool to see that event grow and just see where it landed up. But that's also so cool. What's so cool about Stellenbosch is you have a rapid influx of people for 3 years and then it flips over. So you can constantly try new things, new events. It's such a cool test audience.
Because the turnover of people is constantly changing.
Yeah, it's constant. And there's constant energy because it's,
and your age group normally stays about the same.
Always full-time
contrast to Cape Town where everybody's just there.
Yeah.
It doesn't change.
It's quite challenging to keep up with all the trends though. We're getting to the point now where we're not kids anymore, but we're smoking vape. I've got a purple, I've got a grape vape. We're part of the students.
It keeps us young at our tender age.
But I guess it's the only way you can keep up with what's new at the moment. I guess the music is kind of I'm very I'm in no point to I'm in no position to say what I'm gonna say, but the music really impresses me in this area. Obviously you have your sing-alongs and shit like that, but I'm really inspired by the music that you hear here, which keeps me going for more. I want to see how these people react to different genres and stuff because it's so forward thinking.
Yeah, well, that's what's so cool about I think electronic music now in general, most genres. There's this I'm gonna call it a movement, but it's starting to boom, and it's you're getting these subgenres where my dad's bobbing his head, which these are used to call noise.
Exactly.
So it's much more diverse than most people think. But with that being said, Stellenbosch does have a techno overlay. I say it all the time.
Yeah, you can see it at Courtyard now. While managing here, people will come in and ask, "Where's the music? Where's the music?" We're opening up later. Just calm down. And they just wanna. They're gonna go.
And you guys want to talk a bit about the pantry and how that started, because that's quite an interesting.
That is a very interesting one.
Maybe if someone doesn't know the pantry, just explain it.
So it started off where it was literally the old pantry of Courtyard, and then we had an idea to turn our old office into the kitchen because it was more accessible, and the waiters would have to move around less. And then that place was born kind of over a couple of days. We just took out the remaining stuff, put some speakers in there, and it started becoming a jaw spot, which is where we had our first indoor Sunday jaws, Sunday school jaws. And then obviously over the time done it up and painted it and turned it into more of a permanent.
I remember coming here visiting Stellenbosch in about 2018 when it was still the kitchen. You can still see there's still some taps in the pantry.
There's taps in the wall.
Two taps in the lounge area.
My next question, actually, so correct me if I'm wrong, you weren't involved in Temple's organization?
Basically what?
Yeah, not shares, but organizing a bit,
So, okay, from an objective view, what did you think of the fest? And then Roy, I want to ask you, behind the scenes, talk a bit about that after he's given an objective outside.
Well, I was like the week prior to Temple, I was up and down with a bucky that we rented for for Temple, the purple disco machine, as she was known. So putting like work into it is probably hard to give an objective view of, because like it feels like I was part of the organizing and all that. But as being from the Eastern Cape, we don't get a lot of festivals, like outdoor festivals to go to. So probably the third one I've been to in my life. So it was very
also
cool.
Organized it.
But from outside, it was very well done. Like to get everything done in time. Obviously, like seeing how the process comes from 2 months to start and to get there. Like all of the three of them were organized it properly. But I think it was for me it was an amazing night. So and I think everything ran quite smoothly. The bar ran smoothly. DJs were good, and the production was good, so can't really ask anything more. People.
So how many headaches did you get, bro?
From behind the scenes view, a lot of effort went into it. Like in the beginning, we thought it was going to be a lot easier. We thought things were just going to fall into place. Everything was just going to go according to plan, but as things normally do, they don't go according to plan.
Well, I think because of the size of Temple, like Sunday school, and the venue obviously as well, where Flenterskloof, where Temple was, there was just nothing. It was just grass.
So everything
had to be done. Where the Sunday school, there was a Daisy Jones bar. The place was already there. You just had to organize a couple of things. And
at the Daisy Jones, it was more like coordinating a party. Like you just basically say what time that you curate a lineup. The outside area for the last one, you put a lot of effort into the stage and stuff like that. That took a lot of time.
Temple is
Temple's like you do everything. You get like a patch of grass, which is like very hard to access because of the roads and stuff, and it's like really hidden. And you have to get power there. You have to mow the lawns. You have to take out the sticks that are going to stab into people's feet. When you sit down around your initial meeting and you plan and you're like, okay, this is what we're going to do. This is the type of music. You don't see yourself a month beforehand raking a beach on a dam, moving like rocks around. Like you don't see that. And then once you've done it for the first time, it's like, wow, there's a lot more that goes into this.
Yeah. I think from the outside, people don't realize the little small things like safety about it and all that, what goes into a thing like this.
Yeah, well, so my set was fairly early. So, I mean, I got there and there was like still a little bit of like setting up and stuff. And like, no, but I'm just saying, and then like, I saw obviously there was like a fire department representative there.
Because that farm is known for bad fire.
So
just like logistically, not even the music side of things. Like safety, like
just having the guy building the stage infrastructure and the trussing and the speakers and stuff synced up with the guy that was going to do the decor onto the truss, and just having that synced up was like a 3-day escapade. We had to go on to like fetch the stage. I mean, if you turn the camera, you'd see the stage standing around us right now.
Deconstructed Temple Fest,
Fetch the stage.
This is part of Temple over here.
So.
Okay, my final question: if you guys, in your opinion, like, who ideally would you want to headline the next Temple? Jeez. I'm talking anywhere.
Anybody.
Roy's more of the music man than me.
I don't know, like
ACDC.
I was about to say Metallica, but that's wrong.
Perfect circle. No, like, that's a very hard question because like the people that are watching this, they're gonna be like, what is this guy gonna say now?
Let's hear it, Roy. He's your favorite DJ.
No, I really like Peggy Go.
Yeah, I know you.
Like she's absolutely amazing. If I could have her on stage, but I know she wouldn't pull a lot of people. So it's another thing you got to consider. Like, do you go with what you want, or do you go with what is gonna make you money? But either that, or like if you want to go into techno, that would bring a crowd. Like Art Bat would be a dream. It would be an absolute dream. Like when we were in Vietnam, actually, one of my friends invited me to go to a party with him, to a crazy techno party, he called it. And then I never really thought much about it. I was busy. It was a Friday night. I was tired after work. I was like, I'm just going to chill. And then like a couple days later, I found out it was Artbat.
No way.
I could have gone to see them for like 300 Rand or something for a ticket. I was like, what am I doing with my life? But yeah, that'd probably be Peggy Go. And then on like a Sunday fun day, headlining, and then Artbat for Saturday.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good draw. Expensive draw.
Yeah, just like 2 million Rand.
Okay, well, yeah, on that note, I just want to say thank you so much to you guys for being on the show. And also thank you so much to anyone who's watching or listening.